Okay, so it's my 21st birthday and all, and I thought I'd kind of celebrate by giving you guys a 1.5 header. Not saying double header because the battle after this is just a bit of a short, really short battle, which I found absolutely hilarious. So yeah, but this battle I had against Flunkified was definitely one of the best matches I've ever had. I don't know if it's better than Charizard Takes Flight, but it's definitely up in that tier. So anyways, looking at teams, we're both running stand teams as noted by the Hippowdon and the Tyranitar, but mine is a little more bulky as his looks a little bit more offensive with the Latios and the Alakazam. So those two are probably going to be big problems. And he also has a Rotom on his team, which I find to be probably the biggest threat in my team. So pretty much the key here for me to win is to keep my Celebi alive, and I probably should be okay for this match. So I hope you guys enjoyed this battle, and let's get this show on the road. So starting off, he's going to be leading off with the Rotom Wash, and I opt to lead with my own Rotom Wash as well. And seeing as his Rotom Wash hit me with Hydro Pump first, that means I'm slower, and whenever he wants to go for Volt Switch, I can go for Volt Switch and get the initiative. And I do go for said Volt Switch here and bring out my Celebi just to wall this Rotom the Kingdom come. And the switch is kind of obvious here, so I'm just going to be going for the Thunder Wave to whatever the heck wants to come in. And that actually turns out to be his Heat Ran. And wanting to slam this thing with an Earthquake, I'm going to be going on to my Hippowdon, but he pulls a pretty good double switch and goes into his Gliscor. And I actually don't carry Ice Fang on this Hippowdon, I carry the Whirlwind, as you will see here, as he brings in his own Rotom Wash expecting me to pull some sort of switch and whatnot. And I actually Whirlwind out into Tyranitar, and we both get up rocks on the next turn. And the Earthquake is kind of obvious here, so he's going to be going into his Rotom Wash to Spongy Earthquake and whatnot. And here I pretty much know that he's not going to go for the Hydro Pump, so I stay in as I'm going to be taking a Pain Split, and I will be Whirlwinding the Rotom Wash out, and out comes Alakazam. And I pretty much didn't think that I needed a Hippowdon for this for the rest of the battle, so I'm just going to try to Death Spotter off this thing. But as you'll see in the later matches, later in the battle, this Hippowdon just doesn't want to die on me. But after I dent that Alakazam heavily with an Earthquake, he's just going into his Rotom Wash as I'm just still trying to sack this thing. But yeah, I'm just going to be sending out my Celebi and just to take whatever the heck he wants to throw at me. And Will-O-Wisp is a move that he wants to go for. So it doesn't really matter because I do have the Natural Cure, and I'm going to be switching out anyway, as he's going to be bringing out his Heat Ran. And I actually go for the Baton Pass instead of Hard Switch, and you get some initiative going. And I actually carry Baton Pass over U-Turn, just in case of Pursuit users, just so you guys know. And here I actually go for the Slack Off, and I didn't know what that Heat Ran wanted to do, but I actually wind up it winds up getting fully paralyzed as I go for the Slack Off, and then proceed with the Whirlwind after he Toxics me. And I actually Whirlwind him out into his Alakazam, which is actually going to be going for the Protect. I don't know why this Alakazam carries Protect. Maybe because of Pursuit users like Tyranitar and Scizor, but still a good move nonetheless. And Rotom Wash is going to be coming out, and that was a pretty obvious switch. So I'm just going to be doubling into my Celebi just to try to threaten this thing out and whatnot. And yeah, Rotom Wash is kind of walled here, so he's actually going to be opting to go into his Gliscor as I just make the safe play and just go straight for the Giga Drain. And it's looking like a 4-hit KO-ish. I don't really know, but yeah, 4 KO thanks to the Poison Heal and whatnot. But just continuously playing it safe. I'm just going to be going for the Giga Drain and try to get my Celebes health in tip-top shape. But now I'm just going to be going out into my own Rotom Wash here, as he actually winds up getting paralyzed by Celebi's Thunder Wave from earlier in the match. And knowing that his Tyranitar's his Heatran's threatened out, he's going to be switching into his Tyranitar as I go for the Volt Switch and just go into Scizor here. And he doesn't have much need for Tyranitar, I believe, here, so he's just going to be Death Firing that off to a U-turn, as he actually gets the switch initiative here, as I'm going to be bringing in my Hippowdon, just cause. It was probably the most useless thing on my team at this point. But here, Rotom Wash misses a Hydro Pump. Definitely unfortunate, and it probably is going to be coming into a little bit of play later, as you may see. And he's actually going to be going, or he's whirlwinded out into his Alakazam, and I haven't seen Shadow Ball yet, so I'm thinking Celebi is a safe switch. But he actually reveals it here, and I lose 50% of my health. But in return, I get to KO that threat with a Giga Drain. But Heatran's gonna be, no, not Heatran. Latios is gonna be coming out, and I don't want this Celebi to be going down just yet. His Rotom's still in the battlefield, so I'm just gonna try to stack my Hippowdon again. But Hippowdon still takes the hit very, very nicely, which kind of surprised me. Just note that this Hippowdon just does not die, and thinking that I just lose it here, I just go for the Slack Off just for the case of going for Slack Off. But nope, Hippowdon is just getting all that health back. And now I'm just gonna be going out into my Rotom Wash. See, goes for the Pain Split and actually loses health off of it. And I think I get Lefty's Gain, but it doesn't really matter. I was just trying to go for the rest here, but he actually winds up KOing me with Thunderbolt. So I kind of lose a little bit of my initiative there. But now I'm going to be setting out my Heatran, and I just go for this Modest Scarfed Overheat. I changed him into Modest just for the little extra power, and Jolteon isn't too much of a threat to this team, looking at it in a few ways. But now that big threat Rotom Wash is actually gone, and here I pretty much figured that he was going to lure and bait me here with the audio switch, and I actually switch out into my Celebi just trying to stack it, actually, because it was probably the best thing I had to stack in the first place. And here I'm just going to go for the Recover just for the sake of going for Recover, and Heatran just actually winds up going for the Protect instead of just flat out KOing me, and my Celebi's back up to speed. But now I'm going to be bringing out my Starmie, and he actually roars me out into a Hippowdon, ruining any plans I have of going for the Rapid Spin here. So now he's going to be sending out his Gliscor, knowing that the Earthquake was kind of obvious, but nope, I'm just going to be going for the Whirlwind, because I know that either Gliscor or Latios was going to be coming in. So yeah. But now I'm just going to be going for the Earthquake, as he's just going to Protect to see what I'm going to be going for here. So yeah, that's going to cause me to double switch into my Starmie, as he's actually going to be bringing out his Latios, and thinking that I'd outspeed, I can just get off a Rapid Spin and sack Starmie from here, as his Stealth Rocker Tyranitar is down for the count. But it actually turns out that this Latios is a Chore Scarf variant, and just flat out kills me with Draco Meteor. So I lose the ability to get at my rocks, but I now see that he's Scarfed, so Scizor is the optimal bring in here, or whatever, as he's just not going to be switching in, because he knows that the Pursuit is coming, and Latios is going to be going down to said Pursuit. So now Gliscor's coming up next, and seeing that he has a Heatran on the field and Gliscor is his other remaining Pokemon, I'm just going to be sending in Celebi as Death Fodder, as he is actually setting up a swords dance on my face, which kind of caught me off guard here, not gonna lie. And he's just gonna protect here, don't know why, maybe to get some extra poison heal damage or recovery going on here. But anyways, he's just gonna flat out take me out with an ice fang there, and Selby's pretty much foddered. So now I'm going to be going on to my Choice Scarf Heatran, as he is actually going to be going for the Protect to scout what I'm going to be going for. And yeah, it turns out that I'm going to be going for the HP Ice, and that's going to prompt him to go into his Heatran. So I'm going to be doubling into my Scizor because I do have this superpower. And although he doesn't know that I carry superpower yet, I think it might have been a little obvious for him to go into Gliscor, so I just go for the U-turn, and I actually score a crit here. And I'm also going to be sending in my Hippowdon, who's actually going to be living the Lava Plume with 3%, which kind of shocked me there. Just, this Hippowdon just doesn't die in this match at all. Just refuses to die. And as I go for the Slack Off, predicting the Gliscor switching to come in, and his Heatran just stays and gets paralyzed, and he gets paralyzed for the second turn in a row, and Hydro Pump miss, Selby paralyzing, just paying off for me, and Heatran's dead, and that pretty much wins me the match. So, his last Pokemon's Gliscor, and I'm like, Hippowdon, you don't deserve to die at all here. Just good job. You get to see the end of this battle. So I'm just going to be stacking Scizor here, as his Gliscor is actually going to be getting up to +2 with Swords Dance on my switch. And Scizor was the optimal sacrifice there, so I can bring in my Choice Scarf Heatran, go for the HP Ice, take down this Gliscor, and that will be the game. So that was a very, very, very fun game, Flunkified. Excellent predictions left and right. Had to slow it down to explain my thought process, so yeah, that's why this battle is a little over 12 minutes long. So anyways, I'll be getting to you with the next bit. Okay, for the second part, there are probably going to be a few people wondering why I have a Swaddle in Ubers. And it does actually get access to Chlorophyll, and I actually do have a little bit of a trick up my sleeve with the Swaddle, as you will see in a few seconds. But my opponent here is all like, what? With the Swaddle? But what he doesn't know about the Swaddle is that I carry a specific move to try to troll Darkrai's in this tier, in Ubers, and whatever. I go for the Magic Coat here, and what Magic Coat does, for those of you who probably don't know, Magic Coat bounces back any hazards or status inflicting moves right back at the opponent. And fortunately for me, this Deoxys-Speed is actually going to be going for the Thunder Wave, as you guys will be seeing right now. And I just bounce it back, and Deoxys-Speed gets paralyzed, and he just runs from the battle. Just it's still funny. It is still really funny. I'm sorry, but that was definitely the funniest one turn of any battle I've had. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and anybody commenting about alcohol because it's my 21st birthday, it's gonna get removed. I'm sorry, but anyone commenting about me drinking alcohol, that comment's gonna get removed. Just saying. But anyways, rate, comment, sub. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.